Hello and welcome to Female Cricket Live. The first semi-final of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup was played today between Australia and West Indies, which Australia went on to win by 157 runs. The match was reduced to 45 overs per side due to rain. So batting first, Australia posted a daunting score of 305 for 3 in 45 overs, thanks to Elisa Healy, who top scored with 129 runs of 107 balls, and Rachel Haynes, who scored 85 runs of 100 balls. Towards the end for Australia, it was the captain Meg Lanning and Beth Mooney who stitched a 69-run partnership to take Australia past the 300-run mark. On the other hand, for West Indies, it was Chanel Henry who was the pick of the bowlers as she bagged 2 for 51 in her 9 overs. In reply, West Indies could only manage to score 148 in 37 overs as they fell shy of 157 runs in the end. Captain Stephanie Taylor top scored with 48 runs, and there were some useful contributions by Deandra Doughton and Hayley Matthews, who scored 34 runs each. On the other hand, for Australia, it was their left-arm spinner in Jess Jonathan, who was the pick of the bowlers as she picked up 2 for 14 in her 5 overs. Now, after this match, we can see that Australia have qualified for the finals of the World Cup and they'll be playing their seventh World Cup final, while on the other hand, West Indies have been knocked out from the World Cup. Now, ahead of us, we have another riveting contest. It is between England and South Africa. It is going to be the second semi-final of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. The match will be played tomorrow, that is 31st of March, at the Hagley Oval in Christchurch, and it will start at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Now, to preview this match between South Africa and England, I have with me Dinesha Devnarayan, Dhanush Lavanya, and Urvi Shah. So Dinesha Devnarayan is a former captain of South Africa women's cricket team, and since 2020, she has been the head coach of South Africa women's under-19 team. Then we have Dhanush Lavanya, who is a content writer at Female Cricket, and Urvi Shah, who is a mental health facilitator and an avid cricket writer. So I welcome all of you to Female Cricket Live.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much for
you.
having me.
All right. So, Dinesha, we are happy that South Africa is going to play the second semi-final against England tomorrow. But we are a bit sad because the other day we were requesting you that probably the South Africans can go a bit easy on India. But that didn't happen as South Africa managed to defeat India by 3 wickets on the very last ball of the match. So, do you think that the South African team will carry a lot of confidence with them after beating India in that fashion? And what could be their approach against England when they take on in the semi-final tomorrow?
Yeah, I think before I answer the question, I think my heart has to go out to India. I think it was a fantastic game of cricket, if not the best one in the round robins. I think it's really up there with New Zealand and the West Indies game. But the reason why this game carried um, so much to play for, I mean, it was a knockout game and they had to win it and they didn't. But the game ebbed and flowed so much. But yeah, look, I think the girls will take a lot of confidence going to the semi-finals with that. But so have all the other matches. You know, we've had quite a few nail biters, and I think that's the type of cricket you want to play when you're heading into a semi-final or a final. So I think, yeah, I think just hearing the press release and listen to Sinead talk as well. I think she's very calm. I think the mood in the camp is very calm and collected, which I suppose is a good thing. And I hope it's more into all that focus and energy is going to be shown tomorrow. With regards to the approach with England, I don't think they should change much. Yeah, and there's a few aspects, but I mean, if you look at the whole game from the game against India, I feel like we bowled really well coming back. India had a blazing start. They had a quality start. I thought they were going to get up to 300, and the way Shibna bowled in the sorry, in the middle period, and then that last 10 overs, I think that was the deciding factor of the game because India could have gotten 290, 300. So they bowled really, really well in that period. Um, and I would have backed. I'm glad that Laura Goodall got some runs. We were talking about this number three's position for so long now, and I'm glad that she showed up in a match like that. And I think she just loved scoring against the Indians as well. But yeah, she did a really she that was a massive contribution leading up into a semi-final. And then obviously Minx, Mignon de Priya, no one would have said she would have been the match winner if you look at her previous stats and how she was going with the World Cup. But that's experience for me, and I'm glad that they stuck with her because she's a quality player and she has the ability to take games away from oppositions. So with those two clicking in, the only factor for me is our opening partnership with Lizelle Lee. How I would feel that Lizelle Lee needs to just buy herself some time because she is one of those players that will catch up in the end. Other than that, I don't think the girl should change too much. We've been assessing the conditions really well. We've been bowling well. Partnerships are there. I don't want to talk about Wolford anymore. I think she's just in a league of her own at the moment. And the contributions by the other batters is what's making us win. What I like about this team now is that everyone is contributing. If you look at all the other teams that's knocked out now, it was just a few star players. So what I appreciate about the South African unit now is that everyone's putting their hand up, and those are the sort of team culture you want to have when going to a semi-final.
Yeah, very well said, Dinesha. It's indeed the team cohesion that has really helped South Africa to put up best foot forward. Which brings me to the question, Dhanush. England is coming from a very good headspace, a 100-run win over Bangladesh in their last game. So, what would be their mind space for the tomorrow's semifinals?
I don't think so. There will be any change in the mindset or any mind space for England because they have been playing like a virtual knockout since their fourth game against India, right? Where every game was like if they lose, they are eliminated. So this is the in literal sense this is a knockout, but that time they were in a very must-win situation and they had to adapt and they were excellent with that. They never looked like they were not going to win all those four matches because they won all those four matches pretty dominantly against India. They bowled them out for 134 and chased that pretty comfortably, and then against against New Zealand they held their nerves in the end and won the match by 1 wicket. And after that, the two games against Pakistan and Bangladesh were just formalities for them, and they were able to live up to the standards that they are actually known for. So really, they have been in a really good mind space and in a really good form as a team, where everyone have stepped up. Definitely, Tammy Beaumont is someone that I am looking forward in tomorrow's game because she has a really good record against South Africa. Like she has scored like 3 centuries against them. So I feel that she has to perform in tomorrow's game because she hasn't been that good in the last 3 4 games that the England side have won because she scored a couple of centuries in the early stages of the tournament, but then she even scored a century against half centuries against South Africa in the league stage match, but she hasn't been in a good form. So she is the player I will be looking forward in tomorrow's game, along with Nat Siva, who has been really a glue in that side when it comes to batting and bowling. So these are the two players I'll be looking forward in England side. And as far as the approach, it would be pretty much the same because they have kind of well trained now because they played 4 matches in that mindset, and they will be really keen tomorrow to get that win against South Africa because they lost against them in the league stage, and also with this being a semi-final, it will be way more important for them. So I hope that England will have the same mindset that they have been having for the last 4 games.
Totally. I think England have been in a good mind space, if we can say that, because they are on a four-match winning streak, and it is definitely going to be a daunting task for South Africans when they face England in the semi-finals tomorrow. So, Dinesha, moving on to you, England's opening pair in Tammy Beaumont and Danny White. If we see their opening partnership, it has been the highest of 31. So that has been a big concern for the England team. But do you think South Africa can exploit this lacune that is there in the England? And what should be South Africa's bowling approach when they take on England tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean they have to exploit that. We don't want Danny White and Tammy Bowman to go on. We saw what they did to us in 2017, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. So we're gonna have to still stick to our lines. Look, the conditions has been assisting us so much. I don't think there's a need for us to go and do something different. I think we still got to be patient in the line and length, and we got to let England come at us. So we got to make them make the next move, and I think that's what's going to be key. If we're going to go in there trying to bowl them out cheaply, I think we're going to be on the other side of the fence, maybe chasing 280 or 270, and we don't want to do that. So I think it's just a patience game for me. There is going to be nerves. There's going to be nerves on both ends. It's a semi-final. The furthest we reached was a semi-final. So we've been doing it in the round robins. We at this moment now, and what's going to be interesting from my perspective is to see that if anything changes, because it shouldn't change. The only thing that's going to change it is pressure, and I hope that after all the games of cricket and the experience we put over the last 4 years, is that we're going to execute these plans. So I'm really keen to see that. Um, been bowling in the middle periods towards the death has been good.
Okay, I think there has been some network issue at Dinesha's end. Maybe we'll try to get her back at the earliest time as possible. Right, so Urvi, you can
Sorry,
carry on.
my Wi-Fi keeps
Oh,
kicking in.
sorry,
Sorry.
sorry, Dinesha is back. No problem.
Yes, my Wi-Fi
Yes, go
keeps
on, go
kicking
on.
in. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how we go about that. I thought we're doing really well in the middle periods and the death periods, but we don't have that one economical bowler. Like Aya has been there in and out, but I would like someone to go for like threes and over, 3.5 and over, and we haven't had that. I swear if we have someone like that, then we have a strike bowler bowling with them just spells of 3 overs. I honestly believe we can actually squeeze that middle period so that when we go to the death, we just do what we did against India and just execute our skills because I think our assessing of the conditions has been really well. But I mean, if we give these batters a chance, Nat Silver, Tammy Bowman, Heather Knight is due for a big one as well. We know she can score big runs, and I don't want it to be tomorrow. Even Danny White. Danny White is that wild card player. Sort of, if it's her day, she's gonna strike at 100, 110. And so far, there's not a lot of girls that average that strike rate in the World Cup, so we don't want to get into that situation. I'm hoping that they swing on offer, which will assist our bowlers with the change of pace and the variation. Hopefully, we can restrict England to a target that we can chase, or they cannot get the runs for.
Yeah, rightly said that Dinesha. England batting lineup is due for a big score, and somewhere Dinesha would be hoping it doesn't come out tomorrow. So Dhanush, what are your thoughts now that we know that the England batting lineup is yet to fire to their maximum potential, right? We have seen them do it in bits and pieces, one person getting up, putting up their hand up. So is it the day tomorrow to get it done?
Definitely, that's tomorrow is a perfect day for them to play as a team and perform in every cylinder, because on all cylinders, I mean to say, because that is what South Africa has been doing in their match against India, where everyone did their contributions, and that is what led them to win that match pretty in the end. And the way England has played in this World Cup so far, yes, like how you said, there have been like bits and pieces. There have been players who have stepped up on per match basis, like how I said, Beaumont scored 250s in the earlier stages. Then Heather Knight scored in the later half of the tournament, and then Nat Silver had a great start. She scored 100 against Australia, then had a sour note for the 3-4 games, and then she came back in the last 2-3 games as well. So that has been the case. There has been an up and down, inconsistent batting performance from them. They haven't scored anything apart from that 298 against Australia. I don't think so. They have scored big runs against any other side. So I feel tomorrow they have to join in together and score as many runs as possible if they bat first, because they are playing on a Christchurch wicket, which is really a batter-friendly wicket in this tournament. I guess there have been like 3 matches, and all the 3 games have been really, really good. So I feel that tomorrow is a great opportunity for the batting unit to come together. And if they bat first, I hope that they will be eyeing 300, because 300 is gettable in that Christchurch wicket.
Yes, I think because the Christchurch wicket at the last match that we saw, it was between India and South Africa, and close to 550 runs was scored. So we can expect a high-scoring contest between South Africa and England tomorrow. So Dinesha, probably one of the difficult bowlers in this England lineup could be that of Sophie Ecclestone, and probably the South African batters could have a tough time facing Ecclestone, because if we see her last 3 matches, Ecclestone has picked up 3 wickets in all her 3 matches. So we know that she's in good form. So do you think the South African batters will have some specific game plan when they're playing against Ecclestone tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we'll be silly not to. Firstly, she's really economical and she's taking wickets, so she's definitely a match winner for them. I would say, you know what, let's not do anything silly. So let's not try to hit her out the attack, but we've got to maneuver the ball around where we rotate and strike. There's no way she can be bowling at threes to us. I think that's an economy for the tournament, like 3.57. And if she's gonna give us 10 overs, then we're putting ourselves on the back foot. So what I would like is if we can go at least four to fives, especially in her opening spell, so she's not too settled in, and we don't apply pressure on ourselves. If we set in score first, I think let's go the three fours, maybe in the first five, and then look to go five sixes. And if we set in score and she has 2 or 3 overs left, depending on who's in, and if they're in already, they need to attack her. But I don't think we should just be too watchful of her, because I think she's a very skillful bowler. Um, I think she can control the ball in the middle periods, and she has the ability to open the bowling. But I think she's going to be a key in terms of that economy and where we score tomorrow. Um, so I'm just hoping it's an intelligent cricket again, and that we stay relevant to how she is playing at the moment. I do believe there is other bowlers that we can attack and maybe get five, sixes, and sevens from, but not to say we don't want to give it too much respect, because that might put a false shot on the other side with someone else bowling, and that's what we don't want. So I'm hoping we play intelligent cricket against her. If we can rotate strike well, I'll be happy to do that. And yeah, just fives and sixes towards the end, and then if we can, maybe in the eight regions of the end of a spell.
Yeah, pretty much sounds like a plan for SA batting unit if they happen to bat first. But Dinesh, I would like to ask you, the last game also South Africa has played at Christchurch. If we go back to India's game, it was pretty much like pacer friendly in the beginning and moving to the slower side, giving much to the spinners. So if South Africa happens to bowl first again tomorrow, so what would SA's plan be against England, taking experience from their last game?
Yeah, I think I said it before in one of our chats, is that we've got to present the seam of the ball. I know we're going to open with two paces. Well, I'm certain of it. If we don't, then I wasn't part of that game plan. But we've got to present the seam. We've got to take the girls out, the English girls on the front foot, let them play through the covers. Hopefully, we hit enough areas and we can knock two off in the power play, because that will be a brilliant start, I feel. If not, and they get off to a starter, then we've got to be proactive, like what Sine did. She took out Shubnam as soon as she could see 3 overs. It's not working. Let's change a pace. Let's change different skill. Let's see how that goes. So it's also another intelligent cricket, and I must commend Sune on how she was managing the troops and the bowling spells, because I thought that was excellent to get us where we are. And more than often we don't speak about the captaincy role, but I thought the way she manages and how she see who's bowling the best on the day, I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, look, with that new ball in New Zealand, in Christchurch, I say present the seam, get them on the front foot, let them try to hit through the cover region. If that doesn't go to plan, there's no need to wait later for variation. I thought the change of pace in our girls unit has been brilliant. Um, and also the Yorkers and the shorter ball. I mean, I thought we might get hurt on that day, but it's actually suiting our bowlers. So, I just think we've got to be patient, like I said earlier, present the seam of the ball, let the girls play, and set fields accordingly. Because once we do that, we're going to restrict them and they're going to try to do something different, which is what we want.
Totally. So just when I'm hearing what Dinesha is saying, so I remember Lisa Stalekar, former captain of South Africa, she mentioned during one of her commentary stints that South African bowling attack in this World Cup has been one of the best. And we all can see that what they have done with their quality bowling attack that South Africa have in this World Cup. Of course, winning the 5 nail biters in this World Cup, and let us see what they go to do in the semi-final against England. So Dhanush, I was just looking at South Africa's ODI history, and I could see that they are on a 12-match winning streak when they are chasing. So, do you think if England wins the toss tomorrow, they can put South Africa to bat in first?
I don't think so. Tomorrow there is going to be any issues when it comes to toss, because you are playing on the wicket in Christchurch, where batting helps in first or second innings doesn't matter, because the batters have the opportunity to score runs because the wicket is really good to bat on. It is upon the batters to adapt to the conditions, play accordingly, and all those stuff comes into play. I don't think so with that wicket where even 271, 274 was chaseable from South Africa. I feel that tomorrow is going to be a match where toss won't play a major role. But definitely, South Africa, if you see the tournament so far, I guess apart from the first two games that they won, the rest of the games they have chased. So I don't. On the West Indies match, they batted first, that got washed out. Unfortunately, the other matches they have chased is what if I'm not wrong. So I feel that it is important for them to bat accordingly and perform well to their standards. As far as England is concerned, I will say that they have to that they will be making sure that they restrict the South African batters, especially Laura Woolford, because she has been exceptional in this tournament, and we have to congratulate her becoming because she became the world number one yesterday in the ICC rankings. She was not even in the top 10 when the tournament started, and see how impactful she has been in the 7 games that she has played. So certainly she is a very key wicket. If she is dismissed in the earlier stages of match, then the pressure falls on Liz Lee and the other batters, because Laura Goodall, she hasn't played much games. I guess she made her comeback in the previous match against India. So I feel that the pressure will be on South Africa's batting the moment you take off Laura Woolford. So her wicket is important, and I don't know who will take that wicket. Maybe Anya Shrubsole or Catherine Brandt, because they are the opening bowlers for them. Even if they bring in Sophie Eccleston in a bit early, like in the 7th or 8th over, or she takes up the wicket of Laura Woolford as early as possible, that is going to be a match to watch out for after that.
Yeah, like Tanush mentioned, toss may not play that much of an important role tomorrow because it's a batting friendly pitch. So, Dinesha, this brings me to my very favorite question here. Will it be another nail biter tomorrow, knowing the last game between England and South Africa has been a nail biter, and or will it be a 2017 repeat? What do you see is going to happen?
It's definitely not going to be a 2017 repeat, but I do see another nail biter. I must be honest. Look, the thing with the English is, yes, we beat them in the round robin, but every game that they had won was a knockout phase for them. Technically, it wasn't a knockout phase for us. We just wanted to qualify. So they have been playing really good cricket under pressure. And I do believe both teams are going to fight out. I do believe it's going to be another nail biter. And it's something that's common to us. I don't think we know what pressure is anymore. Um, so I just feel just like how the girls held their nerves and the way we went through our processes, the way we went through beginning, middle, end periods. We've got to try and stick to the same thing. But I do believe that South Africa will come out on top tomorrow. Um, so it won't be the repeat of the 2017 result, but just opposite. uh, but I'm not going to take England for granted. I think out of all the games, this one, not that it's just a semi-final, but it makes me nervous because of how England has been playing, and they have a lot of armory that hasn't been touched in that team. And if those cylinders go, we're definitely going to be on the back foot. But I'm hoping that the girls stick to their guns, understand the situation, understand the conditions and what the scoreboard is asking, and that we just play intelligent cricket.
Absolutely. So I think the 2017 World Cup semi-final, I think that also went all the way down the wire when Anya Shrubsole hit that boundary of Shabnim Ismail. And I think the round robin format in this edition of World Cup, I think that also went all the way down the wire when South Africa beat England by 3 wickets. So if we look back further, in the year 2000, when the World Cup was hosted by New Zealand, South Africa reached the semi-finals. However, they lost to Australia. Again in 2022, they are in the semi-finals. They are going to take on England. So, Dinesha, do you think South Africa is going to be third time lucky?
It has to be. Someone made that, they said third time lucky. Someone made that up. So we're gonna prove that person right. We're gonna prove them right. I think, yeah, like I said, like I am really nervous about this fixture. I'm not gonna miss anything of it. I'm not too sure what the weather's gonna be like, but I hope it's a full 50 over, because cut reducing overs makes me nervous. But yeah, I think we've been hurt enough as a country to know what that feels like. And what I like about those squads is that majority of the squad is still there. Some of them are even coming close to retirement. Not that anyone mentioned anything, but I know how massive it is for us to win a World Cup. And I know that the training that we've been going, we had the whole roadmap over the last 4 years about this World Cup in particular. And you can say we throw in all our guns. Everything that we've done over the last 4 years was for this World Cup. we've been dealt blows. I mean, our skipper is not here. That was a massive loss for us. Sunay comes in, gets the team together. We've done team building exercises. We've played series where we've dominated. I just want to say, like, the only thing that can change tomorrow's result will be nerves and if we don't take our catches or our chances. Because I don't see us bowling too badly and I don't see us batting too badly. That's the only thing that's going to get to me, is that once you're in there and you got that ball in your hand and it starts feeling like it's like really tough in your hand, it doesn't want to come out, then sort we can get ourselves in the entanglement. But I hope and I know that the girls are well prepared, all facets, technical, tactical. We do a lot of analysis as well. Um, Tomorrow's going to be a good game, but it's gonna go South Africa's way.
Wonderful, wonderful. I like that optimism from you, Dinesha. And of course, a few days back when we were previewing India South Africa game, I remember Lee saying that the cricket gods are already with you. And one of our fans, Vinay Kumar, I think, he said that there will be Indian prayers also coming South Africa's way. So let us hope that all the 1.35 billion people of India are there praying for South Africa in tomorrow's match against England. All right. So before we close the discussion, can we have quick predictions? Dhanush, if we can start with you. You can predict the
Yeah,
score and the team that will win.
Yeah, to sum up, I feel that tomorrow's match is really an interesting one to watch out for, and it's being a semi-final, it's being a knockout, it has everything set up well. And if you see the tournament that has gone so far, only three teams have been the title contenders in a way, because Australia were undefeated and they deserve to be in the finals, and that is why they are in the finals this time. South Africa won every single key moment in that match. They held their nerves, and that is why they won five out of all those nail biters that they won, and that's why they deserve to be in the semifinals. And as far as England is concerned, they are a side who are done and dusted after the three matches where there was a lot of uncertainty certainty in them, but they came back and won four matches in a trot, showcased how lethal they can be when there is nothing to lose. So they were going in that way, and the way these three teams have played this World Cup, being the three teams that are left in this World Cup, they deserve to be in the finals. But tomorrow, definitely, for me, I want to see South Africa, because if England and Australia go out, they have shared like 10 championships amongst the combined, right? So I don't want any of those teams to win, because South Africa have done their homework. They have been really good. They have come back and won matches, even though it's close contest. They have played till the end and they have held their nerves. So they deserve to win. As far as the players to watch out for, I'll say that for England, I'll be looking forward to see Tammy Beaumont, because she has a really good record against South Africa. And as far as South Africa is concerned, I feel Lizelle Lee. I guess this is the best opportunity for her to make her impact in this World Cup. Like how I was saying in our yesterday's discussion, Alisa Healy might not have had a good league stage, but she would be a key player to watch out for, and she scored an amazing 129 today. So I feel that tomorrow is a big game for Lizelle Lee. If she scores a big score like how Alisa Healy scored today, I feel that South African bowlers have the capacity to defend it. And in the league stage, we saw Marizan Cup take 5 wickets against the English side. So I feel that the bowling unit is way more confident, and if the batting unit steps up to their standards, it will be an outstanding match. My heart says South Africa must win, and I hope so, because South Africa and Australia, that's the perfect final.
Absolutely. So I think I second you, Dhanush, on this, that even probably I want South Africa to win. Not to offer any flattery to you, Dinesha, but yes, honestly, we want South Africa to win, but let us see what happens. And of course, as Dhanush predicted about Elisa Healy, and she went on to score 100. And today he just spoke about Lizelle Lee, so let us hope that even she gets a nice century tomorrow against England. So, Dinesha, your predictions,
Yeah,
because
let me first.
we know you're pretty good with your predictions, because during the India South Africa match you said it is going to be a nail biter, and it indeed turned out to be one. So yes, your predictions will be key.
Yeah, I think I must first thank India first for all the praise, because that's going to help. It's going to help all of us all the way till the final. Um, but yeah, I want it to be a high scoring match, another nail biter. Maybe not the one as close as India and South Africa one, because I mean that no ball changed everything, but not that close. I'd like to see a score of 290 going to 300. I think that'll be a fantastic game of cricket. Um, I just want it to be an expressive, exciting brand for women's cricket. I think the first semi-final let us down with that. Yeah, and I'm looking for Heather Knight to score from England. If she goes big, I think she'll definitely test us as a unit. I'd love for Lizelle Lee to score, but I'm still going with Laura Wolfert. I think she's in the form of her life. And yeah, I think Ayabonga Kaka is going to be the best economical bowler tomorrow. I think she's going to do really well if she plays. And yeah, my prediction is South Africa will win and will play Australia in the final.
Absolutely. So let us hope for the best and may the best team win, as you like to say, Dinesha. So let us see what happens in the second semi-final between South Africa and England that will be played tomorrow, that is 31st of March at the Hagley Oval in Christchurch. The match will start at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and all the fans can catch the live action on Star Sports and Disney Plus Hotstar. So we'll be back again on 2nd of April to preview the finals, and let us hope that it is Australia versus South Africa, so that we have Dinesha and Lee once again joining us. So let us see that we get to preview that match. So we'll be back again on 2nd of April at 8 p.m. to preview the finals. And you can join us for our conversation on 2nd of April at 8 p.m. and send us your questions using hashtag Female Cricket Live. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.